Hey, everybody, it's me, Jamie Hammond, with Fifth on the Daily. We are back. It's been a while, needless to say. There's been a few times I thought I was coming back, and we experienced some technical difficulties, many technical difficulties. I was wanting to do so many different things to kind of announce the return of the podcast, but I just figured I announced it like 3 times and it didn't happen. So this time I figured I would just do it and not say anything about it. So this is the return of Fifth on the Daily. There are a lot of updates that I want to give you, a lot of things I want to talk about. But are you okay if just with the first episode back, if I just give you something that I've been thinking about? I'll give you some updates at the end of this episode as far as where the show is going, what I'm doing. I'll start off just with a little bit, just a reminder, kind of where we left off. Where we left, our last episode, which is a year ago now. Wow. Which is kind of sad, but kind of motivating a little bit because, hey, let's get right back into this and let's hit it hard. But when we left, I said I was moving to Colorado for acting. I went to acting school, ended up moving to Los Angeles, pursued acting there, got into acting, got into writing. I am still doing that, but I'm going to be preaching too. I just kind of figured in my own heart, I came to the place where I realized, why am I going to limit God? So limit God to him thinking I can only be a preacher or only be an actor or only be a writer. I'm so grateful that every single desire in our hearts God can accomplish and God can work and God can do. Not just one, not just a piece or part of your heart, but he will fulfill everything that is in your heart because he's that good. So I'm back, and we're going to do this. I'm going to give you some more updates at the end of the show, but I just want to jump into what I've been thinking about. Are you okay with that? Goodness, I miss this. I miss you so bad. I'm Jamie Hammond, by the way, with Fifth on the Daily. And if you're new to this podcast, just a reminder, this is not some weird Christian show with some weirdo telling you a bunch of new rules and regulations and a bunch of new obligations for your life. Honestly, what makes Christianity different is that it's not about how good you are. It's just about how good God is. It's not anything about how good your behavior is or you becoming some kind of a better person. I believe that comes with it. I believe you'll become a better person in some way or another. God's working on you, improving you. But at the same time, that's not the point. The point of Christianity is so different than any other religion or any other idea that you've ever heard of in your entire life. The point of this is that God's just good and that he came to save you, and he came to heal you, he came to restore you, he came to help you. And so that's what makes Christianity different. So if you're new to this show, I know that I have gained a lot of new friends over my time away, and a lot of them are not Christians. So to my non-Christian friends, I encourage you not to tune out because this is not the normal Christian podcast, okay? There are things I want to do with this that are just for you. And I don't want you to think you know me. I don't want you to think that I'm going to be super weird with this. I promise I am a super normal kid. Like, kind of normal. I guess you know what? No, I'm weird, but like not in the ultra spiritual way, okay? But I just want to tell you what I've been thinking about, something to help you for today. If you woke up this morning and if you have ever felt this way, actually, scratch that. You have felt this way. We've all felt this way. Where you have woken up and you're just kind of in a funk. You're in a funk and you kind of feel obligated to pray because that just kind of feels like what you're supposed to do, but you just don't feel like praying. I'm going to title this first podcast that we're doing, When It's Boring to Pray. When praying, you just don't feel it. You just don't feel like doing it. I've woken up the past few days, and to be honest, I just am like, I'm not completely in the mood to pray. And it's funny, you say that and you feel kind of condemned. You feel almost so dirty saying that I don't feel like praying. But if we're honest, I think we're all there a lot more than we say we are. And so I want to read a verse to you that I think will just encourage you for when it's boring to pray, when you feel bored to pray. And this is the verse I want to read. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 25. It says, consequently, he, talking about Jesus, is able to save to the uttermost. I love that, folks. To the uttermost save you. And please don't just think saving means he just saved you from, just saved you from hell, just saved you into heaven. No, that word save, if you look at the original language of this, that word save means to heal. It means to restore. It means to save you from financial lack. It means to save you from all kinds of pain. It means to just save you completely. Just like it says in this verse, to the uttermost, those who draw near to God through Jesus, since he always lives to make intercession for them. Now, intercession is a big word that really just means prayer. And this is something that I don't think is very talked about at all. But it's so comforting to me in those moments where I just feel so bored, is the fact that Jesus himself prays for you. Like, don't get me wrong, Jesus is God for sure, but he is also a man. He is the part of God. God is, we believe he's a three-part being. He's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit. And Jesus is the part of God that we can most relate to. He is the man. He came down as a man. He lived as a man. He died as a man. And he's still living as a man today. He's still a man. But isn't it a wild thought that Jesus himself is praying for you? And I don't know about you, but that is so comforting for me that I have the most perfect man in the universe, in the entire universe. The Bible says he never sinned, never made a mistake. The thought that a perfectly holy, perfectly righteous man is praying for me, and this verse says that his prayers save me, heal me, restore me. Do you know that feeling where you're going through something really hard, and you know you want God's help, or you want some higher being's help, and so you think to yourself, well, I'm going to go to a really spiritual person. I'm going to go to somebody who I know if they pray, I'll get my breakthrough. I just need someone who can talk to God for me. I need someone who is close to God, or close to the higher power, or close to whatever's above this universe. I need someone who's really in tune with that to pray for me, because I know for sure their prayer will be listened to. Can I just encourage you that you have that right at your fingertips? You don't have to go to some guru. You don't have to pay a bunch of money to have somebody supposedly talk to God for you. No, you yourself have access to the most holy, perfect person The closest, my fiance just tried to call me. I got engaged, by the way. Side note. Okay, I'll update you on that in the end, but we're not talking about that right now. She's super hot, but other than that, basically, you have access at your fingertips, the closest person to God. Do you think Jesus would ever have a prayer not answered? I want to ask you that. Ask yourself this. Could Jesus pray something and have it not be answered? No, never. I think that if Jesus asks for a favor in your life, for a promotion in your job, for your marriage to be restored, for you to be happy again, for your depression to go, for your anxiety to go, for you to feel more fulfilled in life, for you to feel peaceful again, for you to have time with your kids again. I think if Jesus prayed for any of those things, for sure, 1,000% it will get answered. And that's what this verse says. It says that he's able to save you to the uttermost completely. So I just want to encourage you today that if you woke up and you're kind of feeling condemned about feeling bored when you pray, here's something you can do. When you're bored and you're just thinking to yourself, I don't feel like praying a long prayer. I don't feel like... Here's something comforting. There's someone still praying for you. And his prayers are perfect, he's perfect, and it will for sure get answered. For sure. I just want to comfort you with that today, that, hey, there is someone perfect praying for you all the time. It literally says that. This verse says, he lives forever to do this. He's always doing this. He's always praying for you. And folks, that means you are always. There might be tough times, there might be hard times, but trust me, you're on the up and up. Things are going to get better for you. Trust me, things are going to get better for you. You are on the up and up. You are coming up. Good things are coming. Because you have the most perfect man praying for you. So, I want to encourage you with that. If you don't mind, I don't know where you're listening. I don't know if you're in your car, if you're on your computer, if you're just listening to the audio, or if you're watching the video. But I just want you to know that it's okay when you feel bored, when you feel too bored to pray, because someone's always praying for you. Well, that's what I've got for you today. Usually we'll pray at the end, but I kind of want to practice what we're preaching today and just be encouraged. Jesus is praying for you. Jesus is praying for you, and there are good things coming your way today. I believe you've got some beautiful things that are going to happen in your life today because you have a perfect man praying for you all the time. Hey, how about some updates? Yeah? Okay. Number one, we're back for sure. I promise. We are back for sure. Videos will not be coming out daily. Audio will not be coming out daily either. I want to make this show as quality as possible, and so I'm going to be working on that more than just pumping out a bunch of quantity, pumping out a bunch of videos every day. I think I have a plan, though. I am very excited about this. I feel like this is going to be really, really good. I'm going to start posting videos in different categories. I'm going to do a couple different categories. Obviously, not everything will be categorized, but there's a few categories, a few different certain demographics of people that I want to address. Number one, for new Christians, if you are sitting in church and kind of recently, within the past year, 2 years, even if you've been a Christian for 15 years and you kind of feel like, I don't really know the basics, or what am I really supposed to know? Where do I really start? How do I read the Bible? Questions like that. We're going to just address them. And so I'm going to do one category called, if you're new to this, for new Christians. That's one category. Another category will be probably called, if you're skeptical or if you're interested. These are for non-Christians. I'm going to be specifically posting videos for non-Christian people. For people, obviously, I don't think you'd be watching the video if you weren't interested or if you weren't open-minded of some sort. And so I'm going to be posting videos called If You're Interested, and different videos under that category. Another one that I am particularly excited about is for my 80s kids. For my 80s kids. I've found that it's not necessarily a lot of millennials that got hurt by church. I can tell you from my experience and statistics, not my own statistics, but statistics that are out there, the greatest hurt, the generation that has been hurt more by the church than anyone, is the group of kids. It's people that are in their 30s to 40s and sometimes 50s. I find that a lot of people in that age group grew up in messed up churches. You were very hurt by a church. You were very hurt by how they treated people, by the message they preached. It was all hellfire and brimstone. It's all about your actions. God is an old man in a white beard that's looking to just pop you on the head with a hammer when you mess up. I am going to absolutely destroy that with the help of God. I'm just a punk. It's not going to be me. It's going to be with the help of God. But I'm serious. It just, I'm really excited about that one. It's not just for that age group, but for anybody who grew up in a messed up church, hearing a messed up message all about your actions and just weren't treated good. I just want to help you and answer some questions for you. A last category will be answering tough questions. Just straight up. For instance, like, can God create a rock so big that he can't lift it? Is Shakespeare in Hamlet? Think about that for a second. That's just a preview, y'all. But I got engaged, and I'm going to be, and she's the best thing that has ever happened to me, by the way. I'll probably bring her in so you can see her on the video version. But I just want to thank everyone who emailed me. I was kind of scared to read the emails because I went MIA for a little bit, and I'm very sorry about that. But at the same time, you have to know that when God closes a door in your life, you're not going to be able to open it. You will not be able to open it. But whenever a door closes, a new one opens. Whenever one opportunity is shut down, other ones open up. And so I'm glad we're back. I'm so glad we're back. And I'm very excited about what's ahead of us. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm probably going to post another video this week. I'm going to try. But at most, for the time being, probably the least, I'll say at least 2 videos per week. Next week, though, there's an exception because the legend behind this show, Josh Cohen, his name's Josh Cohen, he is going out of town. So next week, there will be no videos. This is kind of just the startup video to let you know it's really coming. But in 2 weeks, we doing this. Okay? We are really doing this. Anyway, hey, I love you guys so much. Thank you to everyone who emailed me and encouraged me and said you want this show back. It really did mean so much to me, more than you could ever know. And it's so surprising to me that there are people who still listen to this show and actually, very consistently listen to this show. So, thank you so much for your support. I love you so much. And I'm Jamie Hammond with Fifth on the Daily, and we are back.